Try to single these eyes out a little bit better. I'm not really going to go up under the eye, simply because I'm bringing the flesh back up into the eye. Trying to cause a separation between the eye, the white of the eye, and the actual pupil. Going back into the bright flesh, and I'm going to hit and bring down. And I might hit some of the eye color as well, but we'll take care of that. Bring it out, and we can blend it down on that side and on this side. Bring it out just a little bit. Like I said, we'll probably hit the eye color, bringing that flesh down, bringing that flesh up rather. And it's okay, because we can blend that out. Now, take some of the white of the eye color, a little bit more of the white, touch of yellow, because my eyes are green, and they come with sometimes a yellowness to it, and a nice shadow. To it. But if my eyes are in shadow, they get darker. So, boy, somebody looks like they stoned, huh? It's not me though. I don't do that. Anyhow, see if we can add a little bit more color to this. More white into the same iris color, which was the white of the eye color, a little bit of yellow. And in this, I'm going to add a touch of iridium. I want it to have a small touch of greenness to it that I can't get with blue and yellow mixed, because it's such a high green, and it's probably going to look the same way it does right here. Trying to round that eye. It looks boxed. The eye looks very boxed. Now I'm going to add some shadow, which is going into blue and red. Go up under the eye, up under the eyelid rather, and cause it a shadow right there, and finish it out inside the eye. Bring it out there, bring it in here, bring it in there, bring it out here, right there. Do it again. Hit the eye right up under the eyelid. Now since this side is going to be in shadow, I can do it more prominent with this. And then this can be almost completely in shadow. It still looks too bright though. Okay. Let's see. And then more flesh. Got to find Viridian. Scarlet. Vermilion. Vermilion. That's the flesh tone I'm using. Vermilion. 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 Oh! We learn something every day, don't we? Vermilion. Alright, go into Vermilion and a touch of the purple. I'm going to go with the purple that I've made for the eye. A little bit of white to bring it up to a flesh. A small touch of blue. That should give me a nice shadow color. As far as a shadow, I need a shadow. Right in there. It's really going to separate the bridge of my nose from the rest of my face. Bring it out right where the light is. It's going to continue on back down through here. It's going to hit right there. And I'm going to separate these lips. Finish all this out with the shadow color. This is in shadow. I'll try to anyway. I want a convergent side on this one. It looks too bright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut down on this brightness by adding a found and lost line. Cut down on that side. More vermilion and not as much white. A touch of yellow to give it that flesh color, because it's still too bright over on this side. This is my highlight side and it's still too bright, so I'm going to see how that works, and hopefully this works a little bit better as far as toning my skin color down. Leave that nose alone. That nose is perfect. Well, not perfect, but it is to me. This is my nose. I'm going to add more shadow to my lips so I can see my lips. Because where I'm standing, it looks like I'm smirking. Go back into the new flesh color. I'll roll it back. I may have to do something else later. Add a little bit more over here because this is looking bright too as well. to tone this part of me down. Now I got a highlight that's going to hit right here. Along with the on the nose. I'm going to brighten this part right here up just a little bit. Shade it down some. Add more white into my skin color with some yellow in it. It's going to hit here, 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 it's also going to hit on the inside right here. I want it to hit right here to lessen this whole yellow effect and bring it down a little bit better. It's going to hit here, here, and here. It tones it down a little bit, not as much as I'd like. It's also going to hit here and here. I want it to hit here to separate those lips. We can add the tonal effect of the found and lost line. And now, I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to drag some of this flesh in and I'm going to round it. I'm going to softly go over it. Pull some of that shadow off in there. Try it this way with this hand. Now, let's attempt to make these lips redder. Grumbucker red. The base flesh color. And then the highlight flesh color. A little bit more Grumbucker. And I'm not hitting the lips completely. Only where I see the highlight hit. Now to brighten this color, I'm using the flesh color. The flesh color that is the highlight. And I'm not stroking it in. I'm touching and rolling, touching and pulling out, touching and pulling out, touching and pulling out, touching and pulling out. Same way, touch, pull down, touch, pull down, touch, pull down. And I'm hoping my lips don't look a little weird. Now for the shadow color, I'm going to use Grumbacher Red, the base flesh color, and a touch of blue. And a little touch of the light highlight. Touch, pull down, touch, pull down, touch, pull down. Touch, pull out, touch, pull out, touch, pull out, touch, pull out. Now I have to add a shadow up under the lip. So I'm going to go into my shadow, my flesh shadow. Create more flesh. And I'm not doing it a whole bunch. I'm just going up under the lip just a little bit. Just a touch. Right in here. And I'm ending it right there. Ending it right here. Now for the highlight, go back into my flesh color, the highlight, add a little bit more white to it. A little small touch of yellow, just give it that warm flesh. And I'm going to touch my lips and roll, touch and roll, touch and roll. Touch and pull down, touch and pull down. Hit that little area of my lip that I know is there. And right here. Right in there. Go back into that same bright color. And I'm going to go ahead and touch up my eyes. Try to stay within the same realm of what I've done with it. So that my nose is separate from this part of my face, and my lips are too. Also, hit this part over right here. Just to try to make it a little bit better and less darker. And to me it still looks like I'm crazy. I'm going to touch the end of my nose. The way I know it, the way I know my nose is. Add more white. And I'm going to touch where I know the light hits my nose the hardest. That way, hopefully, there is a better highlight to shade, highlight to, so it's not looking so fragmented. Go into my shadow color a little lighter than I wanted it, and do this side right here and bring some of that light in there. And now we'll have a dry brush, a dirty dry brush, and I'm going to just wiggle it in between here, right here, the highlight of my nose and the edge of my nose. And I'm just going to blend it again on further down. Then I'm going to blend it again one last time at the base of the nose and the cheek right there. And I'm going to blend it all together. Very light strokes. Try to blend that in real good. And let's see if we can stop this from looking like it's so. Okay, it looks a little bit better, I would suppose. Let's go into the medium flesh color and just hit around the nostrils just a little bit. And take a smaller brush, one that you can control very well, and you want to push that skin color up in the nostril. Try not to get it up on the nose except the highlights of it. Of course, don't give yourself a nosebleed either. So now, to redefine these nostrils, I'm going into black. And I'm just hitting right up in here after my skin color was put in. And I'm not finishing it out, I'm simply just ending it right there. Doing the same thing with this one, only this one you get to see a little bit more of the nostril part. You don't really get to see the nose part, but you get to see the nostril. And I hope I don't look like I got some booger. And if it does, well, I don't have a booger now.